I'm sorry? 23. The Father contributes how many, doctor? 23. So both the father and the mother are involved in handing down chromosomes to the child. However, any doctor will verify this, the mother contributes how much blood to the fetus? Edgar? Dr. Edgar? The father, Yahweh, was Yeshua's father. He had no father. Joseph was his stepfather. So how much blood did the father contribute to Yeshua? How much blood did the mother contribute to Yeshua? So we have the Son of Yahweh that has blood that was not contributed by either a human father or a human mother. Therefore, he couldn't be a man. Now, the Word appeared in the body that Yahweh prepared for Yeshua. That body was formed in the womb of Miriam. She was a surrogate. She was a vessel. But she did not contribute any blood to him, and neither was the body of Yeshua that was formed in her womb, neither did it originate from the dust of the earth. Yahweh told Adam Bechava, from dust you are, to dust you shall return. Yeshua did not come from dust. He came from the body that he had in heaven, that the elders of Israel looked at, and that body was placed in Miriam's womb, and Yeshua presented himself to humanity in that body that Yahweh took from heaven, that the elders of Israel had seen, and put in Miriam's womb. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Hallelujah. So, Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So, Yeshua was not, I was wrong, was not 100% Yahweh and 100% man. He was 1,000,000% Yahweh, flesh, blood, and spirit. Flesh, blood, and spirit. I'll prove that to you. Let's continue. Yochanan chapter 6, verse 48. Yochanan, and wait till I show you the writings of the church fathers. You'll see where this 100% Yahweh and 100% man came from. Yochanan 6, Yochanan 6, 48. Todah Rabba Yahweh. Amen. Whole wheat, unleavened bread. Not just Yeshua being unleavened bread. We want the whole wheat version, the original healthy version. Yochanan 6:48. Yeshua speaking to the leaders of Jewish Israel. I am the lechem of Chaim. Your avot did eat manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the lechem, or the body. We read that earlier in Tehillim 40 and 7. We read that earlier in Ivrim 10:5. I am the living, this is the lechem that came down from the Shemayim, that a man may eat of it and not die. I am the living lechem who came down from the Shemayim. If any man eats of this lechem, he shall live leolam vayed. And the lechem I give is my flesh, which the lechem, or the bread that I give, is Mary's flesh, because I am 100% God and 100% man. The flesh that I give is my flesh, meaning my body, my bone. I am the bone of heaven that the elders of Israel saw. So when I'm going to give you my body, it's the body that the Father has prepared for me. My body, my flesh. The lechem that I will give is my body, my flesh, which I will give for the Chaim of the Olam HaZeh. Why was he the unleavened bread that came down from heaven? Because his flesh was not common.
That's right. That's right.
It was uncommon.
Right.
Every human being has common flesh. His flesh was uncommon, meaning no dad, no mom, no blood, no human blood, no human flesh, and no human spirit. And I'll prove it to you as we go on. We're just getting started. Corinthians Aleph 15. Corinthians Aleph 15. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Now, everyone in this room has been taught, no matter what background you're from. I'm not talking about those who deny the deity of Yeshua. Forget those people. That Yeshua is 100% Yahweh and 100% man. No, that is wrong. He is 1,000,000% Yahweh and has none of the dust flesh that you and I have. Zero. Because he came from heaven, we came from the earth, just like our parents came from the earth. So his flesh is not like our flesh. He's cloaked in humanity, but he's not human. His origin is not human. But he's covered and cloaked in humanity. Corinthians Aleph 15:45. Todah Rabah Yahweh. Watch this. And so it is written, 1 Corinthians 15:45. So it is written, the first Adam was made a living being. The last Adam was made a Chaim giving Ruach. For the spiritual Adam was not first, but the natural Adam. Afterward, the spiritual one. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the master Yahweh from the Shemayim. He's not a man like you and I think of a man or a woman. He is the master Yahweh from the Shemayim. So when the word of Yahweh says he's a man that came from the Shemayim. There's not a man ever been born that came from the Shemayim except Yeshua.
That's it.
Does any of this make sense? Does any of this make sense?
Yeah.
No man with mortal flesh, with flesh that was made from the dirt, came from heaven. But there was one man who did come from heaven, and he came in the body. The body you have prepared for me. I come to do thy will, O Yahweh, because b'megillat hasefer katuv alai. In the volume of the book, it is written about me. The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the body of heaven, or the master Yahweh from the Shemayim. Verse 48. As is the earthly, so are those that are earthly. As is the heavenly, so are those that are heavenly. That means a new birth. As we have borne the image of the earthly man, we will bear the image of the heavenly man.
Come on.
Now, if Yeshua was a man, 100% God, and 100% man, then explain this next verse to me.
Really? Come on.
Now this I say, Israelite brothers, flesh and blood does not inherit the Malchut of Yahweh.
Come on.
So if Yeshua was a man, like you and I are men and women, how do we explain this? Flesh, human flesh, Adam's flesh, cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. So that means his flesh had to be totally different than our flesh.
Yeah, it was. It was. Without a doubt.
Now this I say, Israelite brothers, that flesh and dam does not inherit the Malchut.